Hello, everyone. Welcome to the EBM Scholars Live. I'm here today, going to be live for quite some time, and I'll be having opportunity to answer most of the questions people are having with regard to scholarships, with regard to immigration, or just in particular green card lottery and all other opportunities. So I'll be at least for an hour and a half, and I'll be so much happy to answer most of the questions. So this will be mostly question and answers, people who have been asking me questions. So welcome everyone, and let me know if you have any question. You can just go ahead and put the question there, and I'll be so much happy to answer your questions. So this is EBM Live. Okay, welcome. Happy to see you. Happy to see you too, Kobe. Okay, so let me connect on my my computer here, so that I can be able to respond to some of the comments. Elisha, you say I'm the first one. You are so welcome, my friend. Okay, so. Okay, thank you, Enoch. Say thank you for good job and God bless you. God bless you too. If you have any question, you can just go. Abigail, hello EBM, hello, how are you? If you have any question, please, you can go ahead and ask a question, and I will try my best to do. And okay, so let me start with the first question. Question comes from Alexi Ogeta on YouTube Live here, and the question is, hello, is there any probability for green card lottery application to be opened this year? So let me clarify for people who don't understand that question first of all. The question wants to know if the DV 2022 will be available. When we say DV 2022, we mean the DV lottery where people are going to apply this October 2020 for the results to come out on May 2021 in order to come to the United States between October 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Basically, the green card lottery is still there. In order to be cancelled completely, that is the job of the Congress and the Senate, not individual person's decision. So far, the green card lottery is there. Will it be there forever? We do not know. And this is because of so many factors. As we have seen currently, we have the suspension, or just like a little bit hold of the overall green cards, of all types of green cards except green card by marriage, for people to come to America. We see because of the COVID-19, the impact of COVID-19 has affected many people, and especially when it comes to the job market. Currently, when we are talking, there are over 30 million people who have lost jobs. So yes, it might be there, or they might decide to cancel it. By being there, it could be there. By not being there, it has to be decided by the Congress. But so far, there are all indications that the green card lottery will still be there. That's why even the lottery results for the DV 2021, the only thing they changed was the date of release of the results. So instead of the results being out on May 5th, they have said it will be June 6th, and everything else will be the same. Nothing is going to change. So that's how it is going to happen. So far that is situation. So let's hope the green card lottery for the DV 2022 will be there. So if you don't have the you didn't apply for the DV 2021, that means you didn't apply last year, you need to start getting ready to have the passport, because the requirement for the passport for the DV 2022 will be there, just like how it was for the DV 2021. So the passport requirement is going to be there. So be ready and get ready. If it's there, is that me? But what if it's not there? That's why I'm always telling people, assume you are not going to win. What is going to happen if you don't win? So if you don't win, and obviously you need to have other plans. And I've talked over and over what is going to happen if you don't win. So what happens if the green card lottery is going to be completely cancelled? So you have to prepare your mindset, and you have to make sure that you have other ways on how you reach your dreams. If your dream is to come to America, what other ways can you be able to do in order to come to America? If your dream is to go to Canada, what are the ways you can be able to go to Canada? If your dream is to go to South Africa, what are the ways in order to be able to do that? So that is the question I want to make sure that you understand, and yeah, to be able to understand it that way. So I'm sure you have understood well. Let me go to another question. Okay, let me go to find another question. And the King Tube say, I salute you. Joseph Oduko, hello, hello. Bobo, hi, for you are talking, you are in Dubai, so thank you so much. Okay, hey, Mr. EBM, we have been waiting for you. Thank you so much, Christian. Okay, I'm going to answer another question. This will be a very quick, simple question. Introvert, Lover, or Lori, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Okay, so your question is, how many green cards have been issued for 2021? Or I'm sure you want to understand how many green cards will be given. I'm sure you are talking about green card by lottery, because that will say how many green cards. That will be a very big question, because when we talk about green card, there are so many ways on how one person can get a green card. So there is marriage, there is lottery, there is work, there is through refugees or fear persecution, asylum. There are so many ways on one person can get a green card. So I'm sure you are referring how many will be given green card through green card lottery. So there are two things we need to know. There is the number of winners of green card lottery, and that number is determined by, or is counted by, the main applicant. That number doesn't include the derivatives, doesn't include the people who are coming as dependents of the main applicant or the main winner. Because if we include with the main winner, the number is usually high. So usually each year, the winners of the DV lottery usually is 55,000 people are the ones selected to be given. That is the maximum number of visas to be issued to the main applicants of the DV lottery. Just understand very well what I mean. We are talking about the number of main applicants. The maximum number they will be able to give is 55,000. But what if all those 55,000 people, they are married and they have 5 kids each? They all will be given the visa. So the visa will be more than 55,000. So that is the maximum limit. And how do they determine 55,000? Like, why is not 60,000? Because one of the other related questions people are asking me all the time, are they going to reduce the number because of the COVID, or are they going to increase the number because of the COVID-19? The number of the lottery winners has been established by the law. So the law which introduced the DV lottery, the Immigration Act, is the same one determining how many is the maximum number. Just like how green card by work, there is a maximum number, how many visas will be issued by green card by employment. There is the same how many maximum number will be issued by lottery. And there is another one, how many will be issued overall by family, if it's not the immediate family, I mean. So there are, if for instance, for me as a US citizen, if I apply the visa for the sibling, usually it takes longer. So there is, because there is a maximum number of visas based on that preference category to be issued in that particular calendar year. So the number of the green card winners through lottery will also still, as the main applicant, will be 55,000. Those is the maximum number of the visas will be issued. Usually they take 60. The number of winners, people have 60,000, 75,000 number, case number. But the one who will be actually given the visas will be 55,000 as main applicants, and then they will come with their siblings. Also, the siblings will be given the visas. Okay, let me go to find another question. Okay. Sabine Shre, Sabine, your question is the DV 2020 going to be cancelled? So that is a very good question, but I don't know if you mean DV 2020, you mean the results we are expecting, or you mean the application for this year, for 2022, because some people get confused of when we say DV 2020, DV 2021, DV 2022. They don't understand what does that year mean. So let me clarify first of all, what do we mean by that particular year? When we say DV 2020, what do we mean? When we say DV 2020, the year on the DV stands for the diversity visa. The year 2020, it means is the year where majority of people will be coming to America. So the DV 2020 is the DV where people applied in the year 2018. Those who applied in October 2018, the results came out in May 2019 last year, and the majority of them, they started few of them, they started coming to US or getting the interview from October 1st, 2019, and the majority of them, they will be coming in the year 2020 by the end of September 30th, 2020. So that's why we call DV 2020, because majority of them, they will come, the year of coming is that one. So what we mean like is going to be cancelled is not going to be cancelled because it is still in the motion. But what happened is that there has been a suspension, a stoppage of people not to be given the visa right now in the middle of the COVID-19 because there is a bigger number of unemployment situation. So there is a 60 days suspension of immigrant visas, people to come to America at this time. So hopefully this it might not be going to be extended, but even if it's going to be extended, we hope it will be ending soon for people to be getting the visa. But if you are asking, are the results going to be out? Because as I said, some people confused when they say DV 2020. Are you asking about the DV lottery results, which we are expecting the results to be in June 6? Are you asking, will it be there or being going to be suspended? The results are going to be there. Are you asking, because I want to give the benefit of doubt of understanding, are you asking by DV 2020, do you ask like in this October 2020, is there any application so that people are going to apply? If you apply this October 2020, you are applying October 2020 for the DV 2022. It means you are applying October until November 2020. The results will be coming out on May 2021. And the green card interviews will start in the October 2021 until September 30th, 2022. So if you are talking about application for October this year, 2020, will be application for DV 2022. If you are asking for the results coming out June this year, the results are coming out for the DV 2021. If you are asking about DV 2020, for those who applied in 2018, the ball is still rolling. It hasn't been cancelled, but there is a little suspension that for 60 days, they're not going to give immigrant visas. I'm sure I've been able to clarify very well that question. Okay, let me find another question. Okay. Okay, let's go to another question. And this question comes again from Abigail Amele. The question is, I make a mistake on my daughter's name while applying the V lottery. Will it be hard for me to change? So let me clarify on that one. Yeah, why it needs a little bit of clarification. It needs clarification because it depends what was the mistake. Because if, I'm giving an example, my daughter's name is Claire. Claire with C-L-A-R-E. But there are some people put the name Claire C-L-A-I-R-E. So it's just different type of version, English version versus French version. So when you say you made a mistake, did you put a mistake of that maybe misspelling your name, the name of your daughter, or completely the daughter's name is Claire, but you put Jane? That is not a mistake. Like you say, I put a mistake. A mistake might be, there are some people they call Jennifer with a double N, some people they put double F. I understand that will be a mistake. But if you put a completely different name, you have a very big way of explaining when you go to the visa interview. Yes, on the DS-260, we're going to put the information, but during the visa interview, you'll have a very long way to explain why you change a name, because there is a difference between making a mistake on the name. You can put Ernest Boniface Makulilo. When I put the name Boniface in my family, there are some people they put P-H-A-C-E, but me or few people in my family, they put Boniface with F-A-C-E. Those are the simple things you can be able to explain that, okay, I came to realize my name is Boniface with a P-H, that one, or Boniface with F-A-C-E. So those are simple things to explain. But if your name, the name, let's say your son, the name is Ernest, and you are going to put the name is, let's say you are going to put the name is Johnson, no. That is not a mistake. That is a completely different person. So in that case, you will need to give a lot of explanation, and possibly they might know that you might be lying and you might end up being disqualified. So it will depend on the nature of the mistake. How is it? Is it a very critical or just a normal, simple, small error or a mistake? Okay, let me go to another question. Okay, another question also from YouTube comes from Sahid Bangura. Sahid, your question is, it reads as follows. Good morning, sir. When I applied, I just applied for me and my daughter. But since I didn't get married, my daughter's mother, I didn't involve her in the application. If I win, how am I going to involve her? Number one, you said you are not married to her. So if you are not married to her, you are correct, you applied as unmarried, which is a correct way, correct status. But you include your daughter in the application because there's a question, do you have children? The answer is yes. How many? One, and the name, date of birth, gender, and the photo, which is very, very correct. There is no way you can bring any person in America in your application. Your baby mama is not your wife. In order to involve that woman to come along with you is only if is your wife. But out of that, is just a person you had a baby with. It can be your girlfriend, can be your ex, it doesn't matter. There is no any legal status of bringing that person here. The only way if you want to involve her is if you decided to get married, let's say today, or the day before you fill the form DS-260 and you come with her as your wife, and it must be a real marriage. Not just I want to get married to her so that I can give her opportunity to come with me to America. No, it has to be a very legit marriage, and you have to show the proof of the documentation that you got married and your husband and wife so that you can be able to come together. But if you don't get married, you are not going to come with your baby mama because it's not your wife. There is no any other, and by marriage, you must have a legal documentation, court documentation, or your government marriage certificate to say that you are husband and wife. Out of that, no. You cannot bring a girlfriend, a boyfriend, your fiancé, no. Even if you are engaged, there is no way of bringing someone you get engaged to, unless otherwise you are married. That is the only way. Okay, let me find another question. Okay, another question comes from Justus Moindi. Hi from Kenya. Just to know, in case I succeed winning green card, and while applying included my family and we don't have a marriage certificate, advice. In that question, first of all, I believe when you say including my family, you mean your spouse. Because by my family, don't sink down and understand. When we say family, we don't mean to go to bring your father, your mother, your grandfather. A family here, we mean your spouse and the kids. If by traditional marriage you are married, and you said you are married, you don't have marriage certificate, if you win, you must get marriage certificate. Without marriage certificate, there is no way you'll be given the visa and with your spouse. I can give various ways. In Tanzania, for instance, the Marriage Act law of 1972, which is applicable today, if you stay with a woman for 6 months in the same house, whether boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, that person becomes your wife. So that is whatever. But you don't have marriage certificate. You cannot go that I have won the green card lottery, so this is my wife. Shows the document. You cannot say, oh, I have 2 kids with this woman, but I've stayed with the same woman for 3 years in my house. No. Remember, we are going to follow the American law. We cannot give you immigration status and the benefits just for your girlfriend. In the American context, even if you live with a woman for 10 years, 50 years, if you're not married, you are still boyfriend and girlfriend. So that has to be very clear, understood. So you must go to the government, to the court, get marriage certificate, or if there is a department or ministry, whatever, or dealing with the registration of marriage, death, birth, whatever, they will give you a marriage certificate. So you must get a marriage certificate to prove that that is your wife. Without the marriage certificate, that is not your wife. It's just a person you have baby with or the person you live with. I have been given on previous time when I was doing live here, I gave you the example of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. They stayed together for over 9 years in the same house. They just adopted the kids and they had the kids together, but they are boyfriend and girlfriend. The day they got married, obviously now they have divorced, that's when they became husband and wife. Out of that, even if you stay for 10 years, 50 years, you are not husband and wife. Okay, let's go to find another question. I'm sure Sahid, you have been able to understand that one. Abdul will say, please, can I have your mobile WhatsApp? No, I'm not giving my mobile number because I was trying to give number people all the time. They decide to call me. They, whatever. I don't, nowadays I'm discouraging people to get my phone number. And I prefer people to send, if you want to send the email, but not the phone number, because no matter how much I try to explain to people, they just call the number. They think because it is noon in Tanzania, noon in Kenya, they think the entire world is noon. Okay, so let me find another question. Okay, Pore Osborne, you say, hello, IBM, hello, how are you? Okay, okay, another question. This question comes from Elisha Ngetichi. Okay, IBM, I made a mistake on the city of birth. Instead, put the nearest city instead of my village town. Is there any problem, or can I change in DSC 260? That is a very good question. So people get confused when we are talking about the city of birth, because many people, let's say they might be born in a small village, maybe in the clinic, or you are born at home. So assume you are in Kenya and you are born in a very small town in Tharaka in Kenya. Or let's say you live and you are born in Kibera. Kibera is not a city by itself, but Kibera is within Nairobi. Tharaka in Kenya is within Meru. So when you are told the city is Meru, but in a very simple way. So don't forget about the name of the village or the exactly place you were born. To avoid the confusion of that, your passport has a place of birth. put the place of birth which is written on the passport. The place of birth in the passport is not the actual village, because if you want to put the actual village, sometimes some places they are not going to do that. Those who are in Tanzania, for instance, you cannot say I was born in Buguruni. They will say you are born in Dar es Salaam. Buguruni is a small part within Dar es Salaam. That's how they do in most cases. Or they can say you are born in the district of Kinondoni, so the one which is written on your passport, that is supposed to be. So if the place of birth in the passport is different from the one you put on the on the normal application for the DV lottery, so when you are going to fill the form for the application, the DSC 260 form, the visa form, go and put the place of birth to be compatible on the same one as in your passport. Remember, they are not going to refer the birth certificate at that point. That's why even during the application for the DV lottery, on the name, they are telling you, write your name as it is written in the passport. Not write your name as it is written in your birth certificate. We don't care about the birth certificate at that point. We are going to care more about the place of birth, the name as it is written in the passport. So make sure that everything must conform, must match the passport. That's what it's supposed to be. But you might ask me, but in my passport, I have 3 names, Ernest Boniface Makulilo. But on my school certificates, I have 2 names, Ernest Makulilo. Is there any problem? No, there is no problem. If you go to Barack Obama, we just call him Barack Obama. But his birth certificate, his passport is written Barack Hussein Obama. But he goes by Barack Obama in school. If you go to Bill Clinton, his official name, even the president's name, is William Jefferson Clinton. But he goes by Bill Clinton. So you have to see the difference. If Bill Clinton is the one applying for the DV lottery, he will be told, write your name as it is written in the passport. So his name will be William Jefferson Clinton. The other person will be Barack Hussein Obama. But forget about the names in the school certificates. Even myself, mostly from high school, my certificates were written Ernest Makulilo instead of Ernest Boniface Makulilo. But my passport is Ernest Boniface Makulilo. There is no problem with that. They know some people they go by 2 names. There is no problem. But if your certificate, if your birth certificate, for instance, or school certificate is a completely different name, that you have to show you change the name. That is a different story, different situation. Okay, let me go to another question. I'm sure you have understood that one. Now I'm going to another question. This question comes from Emmanuel Nyiboshehaho, and is from Rwanda. Hi from Rwanda. According to you, is the Trump executive order suspending immigration likely to be extended after these 60 days? So this question, how I'm going to answer it, is not going to be the definite answer. No one has a clear situation, but I can give you the reasons whether they are going to extend or they are not going to be, depending on the situation. The reasoning behind, you have to understand what was the reasoning behind suspending the immigration. By immigration, we mean immigrant visa. That proclamation, they have not suspended if you are coming as a student, if you are coming as a tourist, if you are coming for medical. They haven't suspended, we call non-immigrant visas, because all those non-immigrant visas, when you come to America, you are not coming here to take American jobs. But if you come as immigrant visa is the visas you come under green card. So all the visas you come under immigrant visas, you come as green card holder, but with exception of green card by marriage, because they cannot block marriage. You can, so by marriage you come, the rest you have been suspended for 60 days. The reasoning behind of suspension of the 60 days is because of very big reason that to protect American jobs. At the time they were giving the suspension, it was in April. At the time they are giving the 60 days suspension, the April 11, there were 22 million people unemployed. They have filed for the unemployment benefit. So for that case, up to now I'm talking today, there are over 33 million people under unemployment. And you have seen Congress has passed the new stimulus. It's going to Senate next week, and then there's going to be so much debate so that they can give more money to the people. So there is a big number. So the unemployment has been increased. So the unemployment benefit was supposed to end in July from the federal, apart from the state. Now they are going to extend until next year. So because of this severe case of the number of unemployment has been increased, and even the new what we call the new stimulus is going to be passed to give more money individually, 1,200 to more Americans, and even they have extended the what we call the unemployment benefits from the federal in addition to the one from the state. Personally, I see there is a bigger chance of more extension, and possible will be another 60 days, because the 60 days is going to end in June something. So my guess will be there will be another extension at least for 30 to 60 days maximum. So it will be ending by very far, will be by end of August if they extend. That's why even my video I say 60 days will be very small number of days, based on the fact that the bigger number of Americans don't have jobs, and they want to protect people to get Americans to get jobs. So for that case, there will be a likeliness of extending. But in order to extend, the president must be advised by two departments, Department of Labor and the Department of Homeland Security. There will be the one in the Treasury, I think. There will be the one advising the president whether they need to extend it for more days or not. So president cannot just come today and say, oh, I've decided to do this one. No, we'll be getting advice from the other departments dealing with the labor, homeland, and from that moment we'll be able to see. But my bigger guess, yes, they will extend it. When they're going to extend, it will be at least maximum 60 more days. So, and then that there will be no more extension. And the 60 more days will be in August. So from end of August to end of September, all people who were waiting for the DV lottery interviews for the DV 2020, they will have their interviews before the end of September, and all of them, they will be able to come to America. Because once you get the visa by the end of September, it doesn't mean that you must travel before the end of September, but the last day of the visa interview is end of September. Once you are given the visa, you have 30 days to travel to come to America. So I believe many people will be able to get their interview for the DV 2020. They will be able to get that one. So yes, extension is likely and very possible. But let's wait. I think just within 2 weeks, they're going to make that determination and that decision. Okay, let's go to another question. I'm sure that one will be, yeah. Okay. Georgie, you are saying, I greet you, Mr. Makulilo. I'm from Uganda. Thank you so much. Nicholas Misoi, you say, hi, following you live. Good work from Kenya. Habari yako. I mean, I believe you are doing very well in Kenya. Yeah, okay. There is a question here. Okay, there is a question. This question comes from Legos Daniel, or Daniel. I don't know how you like to be calling yourself. Okay, so Daniel Legos, your question is, I'm in the United States right now. I came as a student, but I live studying. I mean, I believe you are living here under as an international student, so you are studying here. In case I win the lottery, will they give me the visa as a permanent student. Okay, let me clarify what you mean, and I'm going to answer very well. So, you are already in the United States as international students. You must be on status. If you are out of status, if you win a green card lottery, they don't give you the visa. They don't give you green card. So that's number one thing you have to know. The condition, if you are in the United States, either a tourist visa, whether you are here as employee and a working visa H1, whether you are here as a business visa, whether you are here as a student, make sure your visa must be valid. If you have overstayed, you will not be given the visa, despite of winning. You will not be given the green card. But if you are already in the United States, the procedures after winning are different from someone who is winning, who is outside of the United States. I've been talking over and over about the DS-260. DS-260, any form with the word DS, it means Department of State. Department of State is the one responsible for embassies. So that's why all the forms they call DS something. So if you win and you're outside of the United States, you'll be filling any form with the DS number. Department of State Form 260, which is immigrant visa form to come to America. But if you are already in the United States, you don't deal with the Department of State. You don't deal with the DS. You don't deal with the embassy. So you don't need to fill the form DS-260. You are already in the United States. You are not asking the visa to come to America. You are already in America. But because you are in the student, because you are having a visa as a student, or you have a visa as H1, you are a visa, a religious visa, you are here as a tourist. What you need to do, we call adjustment of status. You are going to adjust yourself. You are moving from the visa you are having, international student visa, which is F1, to permanent resident. So you are going to fill a different kind of form. It's called I-485, adjustment of status form. The same form you are filling is the same form someone who got married to a US citizen is going to fill, because you are adjusting status. The application fee is different, and again, the process is different. You are not going to the embassy. You'll be interviewed by immigration office here in the United States. The only thing which is very important to understand, if you are in the United States as a single, you process everything while you are here. But let's say you are married, you have 2 kids, you are from Ghana, or you are from Kenya, you are from Tanzania, you are from Sierra Leone, whatever country you are from. You cannot process you here and your kids and your wife processing in the another country, because usually your application, their dependents have to be processed in the same application with the main applicant. The same thing, let's assume your spouse who is in Ghana has won the green card lottery and you're in America. So the better way is all to join together. So obviously it will be better way for you to travel back to your home country and do the interview there as a family. You see the difference? The difference is very clear. If you are single, you are already in the US, or if you are here with your spouse or with your kids already in the US, you do adjustment of status all at here. But if you are single, you process everything here. But if you are married and you have kids, or you are married or your kids, they are outside of the United States, it will be better for you to go to that country and process together to come along together. Because you cannot process you here and ask the embassy to interview them there. What case number are they going to use? Because it's one case number for the entire family. Okay, I'm sure that question went well. Okay, there is a very good question coming up. The question is coming again. The question comes from Kojo Philip. The question is, please, what constitutes the public charge from that you will submit during the visa interview? this is one of the most questions I get all the time. So let me explain a little bit. You can be able to understand what do we mean by public charge and what things constitute as evidence that you are not going to be public charge. Basically, if you are applying to the United States as a student, let me start that way, so that I can be able to explain as a green card what is the difference. If you are applying to the United States as an international student, you have to prove who will pay for your school fees, who will pay for your insurance, who will pay for your apartment, who will pay for your food. That's why they need the bank statement to prove that way. Then, if you are applying now as a green card, they want to prove public charge. Because international student, if you don't pay school fees, they kick you out. You are going to be illegal, out of status. But if you are coming as a green card, they've introduced that you have never paid the tax in the United States. So if you have never paid the tax, why should you come here for day one and the US government be responsible for your health insurance, be responsible for food stamp? Why? Why should they do that? You haven't earned anything here. You need to come here, work, contribute, then you can ask for the benefits. For instance, like me here, let's say if I get financially problem, I can apply for public benefits. But you are coming today, why should you get public benefits? Remember, these public benefits are part of your tax. So that is the reason public charge, you have to prove that you are not going to depend on the US government because you have never paid the tax here. So we cannot give the benefits to you. You haven't contributed anything. So that is the reason. So you needed to prove that, just like international students, they have to prove that I have money. So you need to prove that I have some of the assets. I have things which, when I come to America, I will never depend on the public benefits from the US government. Remember, here is not your father to prove. Different from international students, you can say my father is going to pay for my school fees. My uncle is going to pay for school fees. On this situation, is vastly different. This situation, you have to prove on your own that I'm the one coming there. I'm the one going to be responsible. So don't bring the situation that I have someone in America, my host. Your host is not you. You need to prove. In order to prove, you must fill, first of all, the form, public charge form. It doesn't matter whether you are a student, because some people asking me, oh, I'm a college student. We don't care if you are college students. We don't care whether you are CEO. You must fill the form. And in that form, there are so many things to prove, but many people confuse. They think it's just about bank statement. Having money in the bank is one item. You can have money in the bank as asset. You can have gold as asset, because gold is precious, is expensive. You can have gold, and you can go to the to jury people. They can evaluate and determine how much worth is that gold. You can have gold, you can silver, whatever those kind of tanzanite, whatever you have those kind of things. They can be able to determine as assets. You can have house, home, or apartments for business. You can have 5 acres of land. All those are things you can be able to prove. And in this category, or in this situation, even the vehicle is considered as an asset. So public charge is not just because people, I don't have bank statement, I don't have money in the bank. Yes, you cannot, it's not a must to have money in the bank. So if you don't have money in the bank, do you have a farm? Do you have apartments? What assets do you have? So any assets you have to prove that you have a public charge. So don't come here, or don't go to the US embassy. You say, oh, you know, my father has a company, so my father is a family business. Go to the US embassy with a documentation that you own shares into that company. It's not about my father allows me to own 20%. What document do you have that you are among the owners or shareholders of that company. Oh, my father said he's going to give me 5,000 before I travel. Tell your father to give you 5,000 and put in your bank account and show it's yours. Don't bring about the host in America said I will be eating for free, will cover everything for me. We are not dealing with the host. We are dealing with you. Your host in America is already a United States taxpayer. But we are asking you, just like how we were asking for the tourist visa. We don't care who is inviting you in America, whether it's Bill Gates or whether it's another person, is me. But you, who is going to be given the visa, because you are 18, you are responsible, you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that to the US Embassy that I'm not a criminal, I'm going there. If you're coming as a tourist, I'll go back to your home country. But if you are coming as to stay here permanent basis on a green card, you have to prove that you will stay here without asking for public assistance from the government. So you need to prove, not your father, not your uncle, not your host in America. No affidavit of support. Those they don't. It's not about. They can have those one to prove that you will say to them, but you prove to yourself a contract that I will not be a public charge. If the person is going to help you, tell it to deposit the money to you. Yeah. So those are the things you need to be able to prove at the US Embassy on the public charge. Sorry, I had to take more minutes on this one because it has been asked many times, this question. Okay, let me Avinash, you said you heard about suspension also on H1B visa. Yeah, that's why even on my video, I explained before on the first one that even if they didn't mention at the beginning, by implicity, because they're protecting American jobs, obviously they will not give you H1 visa. But officially, they are discussing. They discussed last week. They are going to extend that ban also on the H1 visa. Yes, you are correct. Okay. In case I skip your question, it's just because there are so many questions coming. So in case I make a mistake of skipping your question, I'm sorry. I will try to go through and back and find out which question I haven't responded. Okay, let me see. Okay. Okay, I'm just scrolling back because there are so many questions. I think I didn't answer them. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I'm going to answer them before. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let me go to one question which I didn't capture at the beginning. Is from Kobe Quadwo Kobe. The question is, I have a question about the green card 2021. Can someone who has won and received the visa pay for the green card back home before they come to America? Yeah, so usual, I've been telling people, when you apply for the DV lottery you have won, you fill the DSC 260 if you are out of the US. Many people are asking, do you pay when you fill the form DSC 260? No. There is no any payment once you fill the form DSC 260. It's just it's a visa form you fill and submit online. When you are called for the interview, it's called the second notification letter. When you are called for the interview, you will be given the notification, your interview is this date. You have at least a month in advance. That means you have to do a medical and you have to do the interview. Doing a medical, I know you haven't asked that one. You will go not to any doctor. There are doctors or hospitals have been recommended. These are the list of people who can only be able to fill the form, do the medical check for people who are getting green card in that particular country. And the medical, it takes from 300 to 500 depending on the country. So you will pay to the medical people on their own. Then you are coming to ask the question about the visa. You are going to pay the visa fee, which is 330 during the visa interview. The day you are going, before they interview you, you pay that amount of money. So you pay that money in order to be interviewed. If you go without that money, they're not going to interview, even if you miss the $2. There is no interview. You must pay 330. That's another question. But then, assume you have gone there, you did the interview, you paid, you are done. They will tell you, come here after 1 week or 2 weeks. They will give you the actual visa stamp on your passport. Once you get the visa into your passport, they will give also a piece of paper where you are supposed to, they say you have to pay for the green card now. It is the 220, if not mistaken. That amount you can pay before you travel, or you can pay after arriving in the US. It doesn't matter. But they will never send the actual card until you pay that amount of money. So that is a different one. If you have the money, I advise you to pay in advance before you come. Why? Because once you come here, it will be a quicker way to get the actual card. But even if you delay to get a card, even for a month or 2 months, whatever, it doesn't affect you to get jobs, because the visa you are having is immigrant visa, which the same visa will be allowed for you to go to the Social Security office to get the actual Social Security number. Once you have a Social Security number and you have the immigrant visa on your passport, even if you haven't received the actual card, you'll be allowed to work, because the Social Security number, it has, there are two one. There is one which is having your name and number without any word. That means you are allowed to work to any employer. But if you come as a student, for instance, you have with Social Security, they will write your name and they say work authorization, with work authorization by DHS, Department of Homeland Security. That means you are only authorized to work, only you get permission from DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, who are dealing with the tracking people who are allowed to work and how long, how many hours, yeah. But out of that, the payment of the visa fee, application fee, visa fee you pay on the interview date, before you do the interview. But again, when it comes to the actual card, you can pay after receiving the visa, which is 220, or after arriving in the US, you can be able to do that. Okay, that is the question I missed up. Okay, Sadiq, you are saying, thank you, Mr. EBM. Please, I want to know, how will I get a job in the United States, job in the US for green card immigrants? Okay, let me read this question and I can be able to answer and make sure that I capture very well. Sadiq Natogma, your question is, first of all, you say, thank you, Mr. EBM, and you wanted for me to explain to you, how will you be able to get the job in the US as a green card holder or as a green card immigrant? So, a few things you need to understand, first of all. I've been talking about immigrant and non-immigrants. Non-immigrants are people who are coming as a student, tourist, whatever. Those people have different kind of instructions about who to work, if you are allowed to work, and how many hours, and where exactly. For instance, if you're a student, international student, you are allowed to work 20 hours per week, maximum hours, and then you're supposed to work on campus during the school year, and you can be able to work out of campus if in whatever hours you want, if the school is closed, like during the summer. So there are certain restrictions. But if you come as a green card holder, a permanent resident, you are allowed to work whatever, how many hours. There are 20 hours per day. You are allowed to work even 20 hours per day. They don't care. There is no limitation. That's number one. You can work it to any employer. But as I said in so many other videos, people have been asking, there are certain restrictions. Most of the federal government jobs require US citizenship. I've been talking about how people, you need to become US citizen, and you increase more opportunities, more chances of getting federal jobs, which they have more benefits and better, is easier to get sometimes than corporate America. So when you come to America, you might come, I don't know, with your work experience. You might come here with your education. In most cases, your work experience doesn't translate direct here. Your education, yes, you might be a CPA in your country. You cannot come here and become a CPA direct. Yes, you are architecture in your country, or you are engineer. You cannot just become an engineer direct here. You must get certification. So there are certain kind of programs, certain kind of jobs, you must get license or certification here in America in order to be able to operate, in order to work. So if you are a nurse, you have to get the registered nurse examination you pass here. If you are a lawyer, you have to go to law school here. You have to take the bar exam in America in order to compensate that one. So don't come here with the expectation that I'm coming here, I'm going to be directly doing what I've been doing in my country. Depending what were you doing? That is number one. So in most cases, when you come here, no matter what, you are starting with what we call the general labor jobs. Meaning, you can be able to work in the warehouse. You can be able to work in the nursing home. You can be able to work into restaurant. You can be working into customer service. Those are the most of the jobs you can be able to work in a very quicker way, and you'll be able to get those kind of jobs. You can be able to go to Amazon, for instance, to help delivering. If you do that, they pay maybe $14 to $16 per hour. So depending, most of the jobs you get $10 to $15 per hour in most cases. So you can be able to get to those kind of jobs immediately so that you can be able to pay things. You can be able to start life in America. But you start paying those bills like electricity, you can be able to pay your cell phone. But don't stay there. Start also looking for more jobs, other opportunities. So you can be looking for jobs which you prefer more. But also you have to make sure that you get work experience in America before you start getting excited to apply for more professional jobs. But also if you can be able to get certification. If you studied the computer in your country, go here, get Cisco, or get all other kinds of certification. You're a human resources officer. Make sure you get certification more here. Or license they are required so that you can be able to be competitive. So that is what I can be able to explain to you. So you'll be able to start and get general labor. When you come here, they are not coming here from the one they give you job. Okay, you are welcome to America. This is your job. No, they don't give you job on a silver plate. It's your responsibility to write a resume. It's your responsibility to apply. It's your responsibility to find a place to go to do some sort of interviews. But the easiest way of getting jobs, there are staffing agents. There are recruiters in different staffing agents. So this what they do is they are going to get a job maybe from Walmart, Target, wherever, and then you apply to them. So for them, they are finding jobs for you. How do they benefit? So for instance, they give you the job maybe $14 per hour, but for them, they get paid maybe $20 per hour. So in each hour you work, they get maybe $4, $5, $6, or even $10 depending. So that is the easiest way of getting jobs, is just go and find the staffing agents, because they will find a job for you, because they are going to benefit from you being able to, when you work each hour, they are going to get certain amount of money from you. So that is something else you need to consider when you are going to apply. What type of job, quicker way to get these kind of jobs, and how can you be able to survive immediately after arriving in the United States. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, let me go to another question. Okay, now I'm going to another question, and this question comes from Kinara Wilfred. On your previous video, you said, if you have won the green card lottery and you filed as single, you can write to KCC to allow include your wife and kid in case you had married after the filling of the application lottery. Let me clarify what I said. You applied for the DV lottery, you didn't have kids. You were single, no kids. Your children were born after applying the DV lottery. You got married after applying the DV lottery. Then you don't need to write to KCC. When you are filling the DSC 260, you directly go to put the information you are married, you have kids. But what I was asking you, if you have already filled the DSC 260, and the form DSC 260, you are single. But maybe you filled those forms in August. But when you fill the form, down the road you find a woman you like so much, and then you get married. You got married after filing the DSC 260. You cannot edit DSC 260 once you submit. So at that point, you ask KCC to unlock so that you can be able to update the information. Let's say the results come out in June 6th. You have won. June 30th, you have filled the DSC 260. Submitted. August 1st, your child is born. You ask KCC to include your child. Remember what I'm talking is born after. You cannot ask KCC, you cannot include a child who was born before the lottery and you didn't include. You are going to be disqualified. So those you have to distinguish between the two. If you go to the green card lottery instruction, go to the Google search and write green card lottery instructions. Instruction number 15, if not mistaken, 15 or 14 is talking about, because one is marriage, one is children. So children must be born after apply. That means you can include them. But if you have kids before the lottery, even if the child is 1 day old, must be included in your application. Failure to include that one leads you to disqualification of your chances. Okay, let me go to another question. Okay. There is another question. Also, this question comes from Sahidi Bangura. EBM, I don't have anybody in America. If I win, who will be there for me? There is a video I've explained how are you able to find a host in America. There are different ways. First of all, remember, once you win, you are supposed to fill the form DSC 260, assumption you don't live here in America. So if you don't live here, you have to include the address. Where will you be staying in America? So you have to find someone. How are you going to get that person? You do not know any person? Yes. What have you done so far to find people, friends, whatever it is in America or other countries? That's the number one responsibility you need to have. But once you have won, I've explained there are different ways on how to find a host. One of the way I said, let's say you're from Tanzania. There are Tanzanian communities in America. Each state they have community, probably. Most of the states they have. There are Kenyan communities. If you're from Kenya, find Kenyan Diaspora Association. Write to them. I have won the green card lottery. I do not know anybody. I'm looking for someone to go to stay there. I can stay there even for 1 month. Then I'll just disappear. Then they might find someone agreed for you to stay there. Someone might say, you can say, I want to stay there. I will be able to even to pay for 1 or 2 months. They can allow you to use their address and stay them there for that short time. That is one of the way. The second way, let's say you're a Muslim, find local church, mosque in that particular city, or various, well, write a letter, email to imam, to sheikh, to mosque leaders. I'm so and so from this country. I've won the green card lottery. This is the evidence. I'm not a scam. I just want to find someone can help to stay there for at least a month to process my green card. If you are Christian, depending if you are Anglican, find the Anglican church. Catholic, write to a priest. Find different communities. Go to the Facebook and post there. I'm looking any person in America who can be able to host me. The different ways you can be able to find someone, you never know. But you must get, because without address in America, you cannot process the green card lottery. How do you process that you have won? Where are you going to stay? Obvious failure to have a place to stay in America, that is 100% proof that you are going to be a public charge in America. So obviously they're not going to give you the visa then. If you don't have that one, then make sure you have your own money. Find Airbnb, write to a person in Airbnb that I'll be coming in America after processing my visa, probably this time, but I'm paying in advance, maybe at least for 5 days to start with, or whatever, 2 days. Can I use your address that I'm going to say to you in Airbnb, or find the hotel, pay the money, and book the hotel and the address? You can be able to do that. So you have to pay the money then. There is no any other way. So those are the different ways you can be able to find someone in America if you do not know anybody. And I've been talking over and over, even if you know anyone, if you know someone, make sure you talk to the person, agree with the person on the terms before you come to America. Because you might come here and get surprised. The person is vastly different from the person you knew. Someone might take advantage of you. But if you come, the person says from the beginning, you'll be helping here cleaning. You'll be helping me here with my kids. That is the only thing I need if you want to stay at my house. I want you to stay here for 1 month only, or you have to pay me. Agree with the person before you come here. Because so that you can come, when you come here, you don't get surprised when the terms are going to change or something like that nature. Okay, let me find another question. Okay, there is another question from Iam Coffee. The question is, if I want to be part of the American dream and continue life over there, apart from the DV lottery, what other ways can I make that the dream is possible for me to move to America? Again, I've talked to this one, I think, in prior ways. Even like last week or 2 weeks ago, I made a video talking to people that green card lottery is not the only way. Or what happens if you don't win the green card lottery? What are you going to do? So my best way to explain to you, there are different ways. One, apart from the lottery, get married to American citizen. Don't ask me where are you going to get the American citizen. Find someone, date a person, then down the road, it can be dating, you can date even 2 years, 5 years, whatever it is. If you fall in love, whatever, you agree to get married, start the family, good for you. That's one of the way. But the way which I advise you, and I've been advising many people over and over, and this is might be more about a guarantee way than any other ways, is for you to apply through education, to come to America through education. Why is that so? It's because if you come through education, you have your own way of having a freedom. So, and most of the scholarships are for masters and PhD. So if you don't have bachelor degree, make sure that you go and get bachelor degree with good results. That's number one. So make sure that you get good results. So don't tell me, I have a diploma, I have high school, I have whatever. I cannot help you. Number one thing, if this is your dream, you have diploma, go to college, get a bachelor degree. Yes, it will take you 3 to 4 years, but that is one of the way. You want to come here, this is your dream. Yes, you can prepare yourself even for 2 or 3 years for you to come here. So the best way is just come through education. Get a good bachelor degree or master's degree in your country with the good results, and then apply. That's why I have these books. I've been able to write a book about scholarships. That is number one book. I wrote another book about scholarship, this one, and then there is this one. So all these books are free online about getting scholarships, because I believe scholarships are the best ways, or the guaranteed ways for you to be able to get scholarships to come to America. But other ways are not that very guaranteed, like scholarship, or like lottery is a lottery. Getting a job and make sure that you get H1 visa to come to America, that is a very complicated way. There are so many limitations, there are so many challenges, and you don't have work permit, so you are not a priority. There are so many challenges for you to be able to do. So the better way I can be explained to you will be through education. That's myself, I came to America through education, and I believe that is the way you'll come here and be able to succeed, get education, be having your own freedom, and reach your American dream without any stress from another person. Okay. Okay, there is another question, but I cannot pronounce the name because the name is in Arabic. Because it's very deep. I do not know. I have very few Arabic understanding. So, but I can read the question. The question says, what if your country is ineligible for the DV lottery, but your birth was in eligible country? Are you allowed to get the green card in case of winning? Yes. There are two things. That's why when you apply for the DV lottery, there is the country of birth, there is the nationality, and then the country of eligibility. The question usually they say, I don't remember exactly the question, but they say, for instance, you were born in Tanzania. They ask the question, are you claiming eligibility based on the country of birth? Is yes or no? If it is no, what country are you? So for instance, let's say you are from Nigeria. You are Nigerian right now. Nigeria is not eligible country. Or you're from India. India is not eligible country. Or you're from Bangladesh. Bangladesh is not eligible country. But you were born in Kenya. So while you are applying for the DV lottery, you apply, yes, I'm a citizen of Bangladesh, but my eligibility, I claim my eligibility based on my country of birth, which is Kenya, is eligible country. Another way is, if you are from Bangladesh, but your wife is from Ghana. Ghana is eligible country. Bangladesh is not. You can apply, yes, you are born in Bangladesh, you are a citizen of Bangladesh, but you are claiming eligibility based on your spouse, because your spouse comes from the country which is the eligible country. Does that make sense? Eligibility is, they look eligibility in so many things. The country of birth, if it's eligible, your spouse eligibility. But many people, unfortunately, they are born in a country where they are citizen of the, but there are very few people, they are born in another country and then they're citizen of another country. So I'm sure that has been able to clarify the concept of eligibility in terms of nationality, country of birth, spouse information. Okay, Abdul say, hello, bro. How are you? I hope you got my message reply to about your mobile WhatsApp. I don't give my WhatsApp number anymore nowadays because many people have been abusing the number. They call anytime. Yeah, so, and I block them most of the time. Don't call me, no matter what. Now it is 12:31 a.m. So yes, it's morning in your country, but here it's midnight, whatever it is. Why are you calling me? Don't call me. I don't care. And every time, oh, it's a mistake. Why don't you have a mistake and to call your president? The mistake is all the time on me. Don't call me. If you have a question, send a WhatsApp message. So people don't understand. So usually when someone calls me, the easiest way, I just block the person. Make it easy, my life continues. So to avoid that, I don't prefer to share my number nowadays. Okay, another question comes from Sabine Schrescher. I mean, I'm a winner of the DV 2020, and my case number is current in May on the visa bulletin, and I'm waiting for a schedule of interview, but everything has stopped due to suspension order. My question is there any chance of the interview, for the interview? Yes, there is a very big chance for you to have interview. You'll be called for the interview, don't worry, because the suspension is 60 days, and the 60 days is going to end in June. If they add, which I suspect they're going to do that, if they add, they are going to add another 60 days possible. So if they add another 60 days, it will be ending in August. So you'll be having interview in September. All people will be priority for interview will be those who are coming under the green card by lottery, because they are working on the deadline before the end of September, September 30th. So yes, you'll be having an opportunity for you to be having the interview. That's what I believe. The only thing, well, let's wait. I think within the 2 weeks, the president, in advice from the people from the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Labor, will advise the president whether they have to end the suspension like on the deadline, or should they extend. But the bigger possibility will be extending. Why? Very simple. I've explained that the reason for suspension for 60 days is because to allow jobs here in the US. Because at the time they were doing the suspension, there were over 22 million people unemployed, lost their jobs. Now we are talking about over 33 million people. At that time, they were giving out the first stimulus check. Now, yesterday, they have approved another stimulus, but it's going to the Congress, but they're going to give another one. So the situation is still very, very tough. So there is a bigger possibility of extending, but it will be another 60 days. But another 60 days will be ending in August. So September, you'll be able to come to go for the interview. Okay, Alexi Ogeta, we say hello. Is there any probability for the green card lottery application to be opened this year? Yes, there is a big possibility. The green card lottery will continue to be here like normal. Usually each year the green card lottery starts on the 1st week of October until the 1st week of November. So far it will be the same. If things has to change to be closed, they will let us know, and especially they will make that determination. But out of that, the lottery will be there as normal. Okay, there is another question from Eric Antwi. Please, my question is, if you are from Kenya but you live in Dubai, can you choose to pick to go back to Kenya for your interview? Yes, the choice is yours, either to do in Dubai or to do in Kenya. But I've been saying this one, you have to be very careful. If you have children, you have dependents, you have spouse or kids, the better way will be going back to your country so that you can be doing together, unless otherwise they are all in Dubai. That's number one. But if you are single, you can continue to do in Dubai or you can do in Kenya. But no matter where you do, whether in Dubai or in Kenya, you have to put that ad where you are going to do the interview in the DS260, so that the second letter of the notification, when they are going to give the interview date, they will tell you where you will be having the interview, so that they can put the appointment. So you must make sure that on the DS260 you are indicating where you'll be going for the interview. And there's something very, very important you have to know. You said you are from Kenya, but you live in Dubai. If you have lived in Dubai for more than 6 months, whether you're going to do interview in Kenya, you must have the police clearance record, police criminal record form from Dubai and from Kenya. In any country you have lived for more than 6 months, you must have the police clearance record document. That is something you need to know. So its choice is yours. Where do you want to do the interview? So don't say I want to do in Dubai while your kids they're in Kenya, and then you are going to apply for the visa for your kids to join you so that you can go for the interview. Then they are going to be denied the visa to come to the interview. So the better way, if you have family you included in the application, it will be better for you to go to your home country so that you can be able to join together. But if you are single, you can do whatever you want. So that is something you need to know. Okay, I'm just jumping up and down just to go to check these questions. Okay, there is another question. The question comes from Ravin Sandaru. Okay, Ravin Sandaru question is, how to affect travel ban of 6 countries to other countries? How does that affect these 6 countries to other countries? How will they implement this ban for the V 2021? Will they issue visas these countries? That is a very good question about the travel ban. So there are these 6 countries on the travel ban currently, but there are certain countries before that they were also on the travel ban. So the travel ban in general, there are 13 countries. There are 14 countries, obviously, but one has been removed, the Republic of Chad. And the Republic of Chad was removed last year in April, if not mistaken. So there are 13 countries on the travel ban. So what does that mean? If your country is on the travel ban, obviously excluding Nigeria, Nigeria is in travel ban, but already the DV lottery is not allowed to participate. So let's say Tanzania, Djibouti, whatever, all these countries, South Sudan, the Sudani, all those countries, they are in the travel ban. Those people, the results will be there. They are not, you are going to check the results. If you apply for the DV 2021, you are allowed to check the results, and you might win or you might not win. Why do they allow you to be in the results? Because they do not know when your country will be removed from the travel ban. For instance, as I said, last year, Chad was removed. So if they could not, they removed it in April. So those people who applied for the DV lottery and they won for the DV 2019, obviously they had the opportunity to come because it was removed. So let me give you the example. Tanzania is on the travel ban. So if Tanzania, let's say, is going to be removed in June next year, so people who applied for the DV 2021, they can get the interview between June and September next year. So they'll be able to come. But all those countries, if their travel ban continues to be there, so even if they have won, let's say there are 10,000 people from 13 countries under the travel ban. So all those countries, if they are still in the travel ban, even if you have won, they will not be given the visas because you are still on the travel ban. So that means, that's why they were saying they are giving 55,000 visas, but they are usually selecting more than 55,000. They take even 70,000 people. Just in case other people don't make it through travel ban, maybe they didn't check the results, they were denied the visa for other reasons. So in the end, there are other more people, they will be given the visas. So the advantage of this year, 2 advantages. Number 1, the travel ban will make other people not win the green card. I mean, they win the green card, but it will not be given. And I already made the video calculating each country on the travel ban, how many average number of people usually they win. In the total, it goes like almost nearby 10,000. Almost. So the number of people to get a visa this year will be higher, in the sense that the travel ban it will be going to affect those people, will be winning but don't give in the visa, so other people will be given on their behalf. And also the introduction of the passport has reduced number of applicants this year. So that is something else to consider. Hard time venture, you ask, please, the visa fee is in US dollars. Visa fee for the green card is $330 US. And you pay on the day you are going to the interview. Okay, there is another question. A question comes from God's General. The question is, hi EBM, please, I'm a high school graduate, but I'm currently offering a program at the university. I'm not working and I don't have any income and asset. Am I eligible to a public charge? Okay, let me explain about the public charge again. Public charge, it means you are likely to become homeless. You are likely to ask the support from the government. You are likely to become a beggar to the government. That's, you are becoming you become a burden to the government. You are a charge. You are a public burden. That's the meaning. So the US government doesn't care whether you are 100 years old, whether you are 18 years old. They don't feel sorry for you or sympathy for you that you are just high school finishing or you have PhD. So if you don't have any assets, obviously when you come to America, you are likely to become dependent. You are likely to become a charge. You are likely to become homeless. You are likely to become a burden to American government. That's why they don't want you to come. So it's your responsibility to go and borrow the money, do something, wherever you get the money, borrow the money from the bank, get the money, put in your bank account to prove it's your money. Go and your father, if your father has 10 acres of land, let your father on the will give you the money, or give you the part of the business or part of the property. By going right on the court of law, your father has given something. That means you have assets. But there is no exception whether you are 18, whether you are 50. You want to come to America, you have to abide that you come here, you will never ask for public assistance from the government. Because why should they give you the public assistance from day one while you have never even paid tax in the United States? Remember, these public benefits is part of your tax. For instance, now we are saying, oh, if you don't have a job, you are given the money by the government. It's not just a free money. It's the money which you have been already paying through your tax. It's unemployment insurance. So they give you back. If you get they are going to give you the food stamp, cash aid. By meaning, that means you have been already paying the tax in America. So you get money back in other ways. That is the meaning. So don't get excused. Don't feel sorry. Don't get to play a guilty card that I'm high school. They don't care. So if you cannot have assets, you don't have anything, basically you give them the point. Why should that's the reason why they are going to deny you the visa? Because you come here and you become a burden. So stay in your country and be public charge in your own country, not in America. If you want to come here, prove to us that you are not going to be a beggar here. Prove to us here you want to come homeless here. Prove to us before, in advance. That is the reason of public charge. Okay, another question is coming from Aisha Jere Aisha. The question is, what about the day of the interview? Will I go with my kids too on the interview? So, if you applied on the green card lottery, last year when you were applying on the DV lottery, you said you have kids, you said you are married, you put the information of your spouse. or the kids, the child is born after the lottery, you got married after the lottery, or you adopted the child after the lottery. If that happens, it means you are all under one umbrella, under one case number. So in order to get green card or the visa, you have to all to appear on the same day, same interview. So if you are married, you go with your spouse, and if you have kids, you go with your kids on the same interview, and all must have passport, and each person must pay the visa fee. It doesn't matter whether the child is 1 day old, must pay 330 visa fee to get the visa stamp. And by the way, if you are denied the visa, they are not paying you back, because people are asking, are they going to give me money back when they deny me the visa? No, they don't. It's over. So when you go for the visa interview, that's why I'm advising, if you are in another country, it will be better to go back to your home country if your family is there, because they don't do interviews separately. Because I'm the main applicant, I'm the winner. My wife is not the winner. My children are not the winner. They are only coming because of me. So they cannot go on the interview on their own. They are my dependent. They are my under umbrella. They are called the derivatives. So you all appear on the visa interview on the same day, at the same time, on the same schedule. And by the way, you all do medical again. So those are the costs you need to incur. Okay, just one thing. Okay. Okay, one thing, sorry. I'm looking for... Okay, I'm looking for something, just one sec. Okay, I'm starting getting hungry. I'm sorry, it is very, very late night. It is almost 1, so let me at least eat banana while I'm going through. Justice Moindian is saying, thank you, ABM, for your advice. I'm grateful. I love your commitment for a live chat. Cheers. Thank you so much. Myself, even being up this time because of people like you. You are being here, you are asking questions, you are following everything. That makes me just be up. If I was be here and no one is asking questions, no one is paying attention, why should I be awake up to this time? Okay. Kojo Philip, you are saying nice work. Thank you so much. Okay. There is Isabella's question about the scholarship. I'm going to answer that one. Give me a sec. I have to eat, otherwise I might pass out. Because the last time I ate was around 6 p.m. and now it's just very, very late. Okay, excuse me, sorry everyone. Okay, so let me answer the question about scholarship from Isabel. Okay, Isabel Zifa is asking the question. If I apply for scholarship to study in America and I'm able to get in, when I come, how can I apply for the green card so I can join the U.S. Army? To apply for the green card, if you are here as a student, lottery, you apply as normal like any other person. To apply for the green card lottery, it doesn't matter where you are. Eligibility and the participation of the DV lottery is not based on where you live, rather on your nationality. So you can be from Tanzania, you can be from Sweden. When you apply for the lottery, whether you live in America, or live in Germany, or live wherever, you are still considered as a citizen of that particular country, as your eligible country. So you can apply lottery as normal, like any other person. But if you win the DV lottery, your process will be different. You are not supposed to fill the DS-260, because the DS-260 is a Department of State form for people getting the visa from the U.S. Embassy in outside, and there is no embassy in the U.S. within the country, so if you're out of the country. But apart from that, it means you have to, if you're already here in the U.S., you need to do the adjustment of status, and you fill the form is called I-485 adjustment of status form, and you'll be interviewed by the Office of Immigration, which they will do. We call USCIS. That is the one that will be in charge for your interview. And but unless otherwise you have dependents, I've been saying if you have dependency, because you have to do the interview at the same time, all people at the same time. So at that situation, you have to go to your home country so that you can join your other family members, or if your family members they are here, you can do adjustment together at the same time. But out of that, you can be able to do that. So you must first of all be apply and get a green card. If you're already here, you finish your school, you can get a good job. If you get a good job under OPT, which you call optional practical training, if you get a good job, some of the employer can sponsor you for H1 visa, and some after H1 visa they can sponsor you for green card. So if it happens when you get the opportunity for getting someone to sponsor you and get H1 visa and green card, you can get a green card by work. So that's up to you. So once you have green card, then you can join the military, because in order to join the military, you must first and foremost be a green card holder or a US citizen to be able to join. Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, another question. Okay, let me find the question. Okay, there is a question from Avinash M. Hi, even if I'm not selected in the DV lottery, I needed to keep watching whole year DV results, because if someone not able to submit documents at that time, to the US consulate, will they give the chance for next person? That means the person who didn't win. No. No, in what sense? The usual overall, the entire world, they are going to give what we call 55,000 visas. That is the maximum. We are talking about 55,000 of the main applicants. But when they do the random selection, they usually do random selection of over 70-something people, 70,000. Because I've seen people with the 65,000 number. I've seen people with the number which is 70,000 number. So they will be taking people from the one who have won, but with higher number of case number. So they are not going to take someone who didn't win. Where are they going to do that? They have to take people who have won, but their number is higher. So the priority will be given from 0, number 1, to 55,000 number. Then they will start giving, if maybe 10,000 people, 50,000 people didn't, I mean like 5,000 people didn't get the visa, then they will take from 55,000 going further, then they will start getting people from that way. And in that situation, Avinash, let me make sure you understand another thing. That's why once you check your results, the results, let's say they come out on June 6th. If you check the results on June 6th, you didn't win. The results, those are final. They are not going to publish the results maybe next week, maybe in batches, because some people, are they giving the results this week and then after 1 month they give another result? No. The results, they are all posted on one day at the same time. Everything is final. So whether you check it today, you check it next week, next month, the results don't change. Yes, they usually say you can check your results until September 2021. The meaning is, if you forgot to check your results, you still have longer time to check your results. But it doesn't mean that you can check it over and over expecting the results will change. No, the results were not going to change. Those results are posted there from day one. Those are final results for everyone who has ever applied for the DV lottery and either won or didn't win. So when you check your result, they say your entry has not been selected. It's game over. So whether you check on the next day, next month, next week, next whatever, the results, they are the final. They are not going to change. Okay. Okay. I'm already extremely exhausted. Okay. There is a question from Charles Jacobo. Charles Jacobo question says, I'm Tanzanian. What if I win DV 2021? Will I still be issued a visa even though the country was dropped from the DV lottery? Let me explain something. Tanzania has not been dropped from the DV lottery. Travel ban doesn't mean being dropped from the DV lottery. Being dropped, that means you are not eligible anymore. Tanzania is eligible to apply, and the results when come out, you might win. But because you are on the travel ban, you will not be given the visa because of the ban. But the country is still eligible. The only thing you need to hope and to pray is, if you win, you hope like Tanzania to be removed from the travel ban, to be dropped out, must be relieved, like whatever it is, the restrictions, the ban must be lifted. That means like how it happened to Chad was removed from the travel ban. If Tanzania is going to be removed from the travel ban before September 30th, 2021, yes, if you win the DV 2021, you will be able to come. But if until September 30th next year, Tanzania is still on the travel ban, even if you win, you will not be able to be given the visa. And so that's how it is. The travel ban is different from being in an eligible country to be removed from applying completely. So even in October, Tanzania or any other country is on the travel ban, you are still allowed to apply, you are eligible to apply, hoping that you will be able to win and the country will be able to be removed, because the travel ban is not forever. Is once you agree with the US government on what caused the travel ban, once those restrictions are going to be removed, and if you are the winner, you can process and be able to come to America without any problem at all. So that is about the travel ban. And how does that affect? So for as a Tanzanian, you have two things: to pray to God to win, and after winning, to pray to God to be removed from the travel ban. So you have two things important to go through, which is not easy. So all the best on that. Okay, let's find another question. Nicholas Misoi, hi, I'm following you live. Good work from Kenya. Okay, someone is asking for my email. My email is ebmakulilo@yahoo.com. But remember, most of the questions which you people are asking here, if you go on my YouTube here, my YouTube channel, you go on the playlist, there is a green card playlist. There are over 100 videos about green card lottery. Most of the questions I've been able to answer. So before you asking me questions, they will be over there. Most of the questions, they are there and the answers. Okay, another question comes from KN Barongo. Can I ask, if a mother applies and she has like 4 dependents, husband and 3 children, and she wins, and in the interview, obviously she's given the visa, are there visas included in the 55,000 visas? No. When we are saying 55,000, we are talking 55,000 of the main applicants. So if you have 10 children, all 10 children will be given the visa. But on the lottery perspective, we are considering as one visa. Because we are saying we are going to deal with the main applicants. These are the main applicants, the main winners. These are the main winners. So if 55,000 people, let's say each of those one is married, so that is 110,000 people, 110,000. And let's say they have 2 children, so there'll be 200,000 kids, visas in general. So that's why the reason of why when they are going to say they are going to stop the green card or immigrants for people coming, especially with the suspension, is because of that. Someone, yes, you are saying, oh, is this 55,000 people? But I might be coming in America, I'm married, and I have 4 kids. All these 4 kids, they're at the age of 18 and under the age of 21. So all these are labor people, or they're 17. They are, remember, in the US at the age of 16, someone is allowed to work. So someone can come, one person can come with the 10 people at the same time in America, and all those people will be given their green card, and it's going to affect the labor market. That's the reason why they are not just looking about 55,000 people. They are looking for overall immigrants. When you come, you can just come with a chain of a lot of other people coming along with you. So 55,000 people we are talking about is the number of the main applicants. So it doesn't mean like if you have 4 kids, they are going to reduce it from 55,000 people. No, they are not going to reduce it from that one. That entire family is considered as one visa, kind of that. If you to put in a simple terminology or simple way of understanding. Odete, you're asking if I win, bank statement be needed. I've already answered that question on the public charge. You can have bank statement, you can have a car, you can have plot, you can have farms, any asset, gold, whatever asset you have. You need to prove that you come here, you're not going to be homeless. You're not coming here and you depend on the US government. Barongo, I say you are watching from Kenya, waiting for the DV 2021 results. Yes, the results are very, very soon, almost like 3 weeks exactly. The results will be out. Okay, there is a question from Steve Sunday. Good morning, EBM. Sunday from Kenya. You are a great person, bro. Thank you. Kudos. Can I use land title deed with my name and my wife as a proof that I will not be a public charge? Yes. When we are talking about the assets mean so many things. Land is the asset. Home, your house is the asset. Your car is an asset. Money in the bank is an asset. The gold you are having is an asset. So anything you can be able to prove that this is the assets. I can have these are almost money, monetary form in one way or another. You are allowed to do that. So don't worry about that. Yes, those are the things which we need is beyond the bank statement. So don't all the time confine public charge on the actual cash amount you have in the bank. And sometimes if you can have money in the bank, but how much do you have? There is no definite that you must have 4,000 or 2,000. There is no definite amount. And again, it will depend on other factors. It's depending on factors like how many members of the family you have, what kind of education you have. Like there are so many, like that's why the counselor will be given the opportunity to evaluate your case and see how better we can be able to determine that. So there is no definitive fixed answer about how much money you need to have. Okay, another question also comes from K.N. Barongo from Kenya, basically. Another question, if I get the diversity visa, it expires 6 months, right? Obviously, yes. Can I request for the time to be extended if I win, if I will not be able to get to the US in the 6 months? No. If you don't come within those 6 months, that means you have said, I don't need this green card anymore. So the visa expires, your card is over. So you must come to America within 6 months. And even if you are given the visa on the last day of the September 30th, you given the visa, you still have 6 months to come. So if you want to stay in your country, there is no problem. Come to America, arrive in America, get the actual card, get the social security, and get into the flight to go back to your country. But if by any mistake, you stay in your own country, they're not going to extend it for you. That means you say, thank you, I don't want to go and stay in America. So that is something very, very critical and very, very crucial for you to understand that you must, no matter what. And this usually is a very big challenge for people who have family, husband, wife, 3 kids. So it comes about the flight ticket. Where are you going to stay? There are all, but the best way I usually tell people, find a way, come as a family, all of you here. Get the actual green card. You're arriving here, get the actual green card. Get your social security. And if you want your family to go back to your home country and you start surviving, fighting, getting the better life first, you can be able to do that. But don't let the 6 month passes without you coming to America. I have a person in Uganda whose visa is going to expire in July because of the coronavirus, is having difficulty there are no flights to go to Uganda or coming here. So at that situation, they might consider in this kind of situation. I believe so, because I don't know, but we do not know yet. But I told you, like, find any way. If you can get a flight ticket anytime, just, yeah, find a way, get out, whatever it is. So there are so many challenges, but no matter what, if there are no this big situation, on your own, you cannot say, I'm not going right now, I'll go, can you extend it to me? No. They are not going to do extension. Expires, that means you will never come back to America. You can come for other visas, but not through the green card by lottery visa. Thamana Pereira, I want. Okay, Thamana Pereira, I won diversity visa 2020, but I have to face visa interview. But I don't know which questions will officer ask. First of all, congratulations for winning the DV 2020. That is a very, very, you are luckiest person to win the lottery. Don't worry about the questions. The DV lottery visa is a very straightforward, 3-5 minutes maximum, 5 minutes if you have a family. If you are single, it's just 2 minutes is done. What you need just the documentation. You need to have, the biggest now is just to, the public charge. That is the only thing they will be able to ask. They will ask you education and the work experience. So you need to have the documentation. If you say you have bachelor degree, go with your transcript. If you said, yeah, I worked from this organization from this time to this time, if you have proof, contract, or even any documentation to prove that you have been working there, that's good. recommendation letters, whatever, all those kind of things. If you have those one, that's you are good. But don't worry, there are not so many questions, because you many questions from the consular, they are asking those questions. If you are coming as a student for non-immigrant, or you are coming as a tourist, they will ask you, where are you going to stay? Will you come back? But you have won green card lottery. They're not going to ask, so are you coming back to America? I mean, coming back to your home country. Obviously, you're permanent in America, so they're not going to ask all those kind of questions. Prove that you like your country, you love your country, you can come back to your country. There are no those kind of questions. The question will be mostly like education, work experience to see the eligibility, and public charge. So you need to have all the documentation you need to have so that you can be able to answer those questions. And obviously, they will look about your criminal past, because you have already submitted the police clearance record to determine your criminal background, if you are a good guy or bad guy. Okay, there is a question from Stanley Kenya. Hi EBM, I applied for the green card, but I didn't include my family because I didn't have their passport at the time of filling. Tell me what I should do if I want them to come, even if it is later. Number one, do you mean a passport for your family? You mean a passport photo, or you mean a passport as a travel document? I don't know what you are referring to. Because in the passport requirement to apply, is passport requirement with passport number is for the main applicant. Your family doesn't need to have a passport to be included, because your child is not a main applicant. You say, I'm applicant, I need to have the information I have to put in the passport. I'm married, the person is coming as a dependent, doesn't need to have a passport. I have 2 kids, I have 1 kid, the child is included there, is not main applicant. But if your spouse wants to apply as main applicant, that person, if wants to apply as main applicant, must have that one. So in a normal way, by law, by the instruction of the DV lottery, if you didn't include your child, that means you said you don't have a child, so you will not. And if you include, they are going to disqualify you. So that is a very, very big. If you go on my YouTube videos, there is a video I talked about instructions, or what are the causes for someone to be denied the visa. If you didn't include your children or your spouse, and you are married before, you have kids before the application for the DV lottery, you are going to be denied the visa. I'm going to answer at least 2 more questions or 3 questions. I have to go. I'm extremely exhausted, everyone. It is 1:13, and I've been on talking for 2 hours straight, 117 minutes to be exactly. Okay. Okay, Writers Hub, Brian Muela from Kenya, you are responding. Okay, let it. Okay. Sorry, I'm already, my eyes already very exhausted. So Writers Hub, we are saying, Brian Muela from Kenya, I've already scheduled for GMAT exam and plan to apply for master's degree at the University of South Florida based met the teamwork authorized. I don't understand your question. But if you have already, you are going to take the GMAT exam, you are planning to apply for the master's program, my advice is don't do the exam and going to apply 1 university or 2 universities. Apply minimum 10, 15, 20. You can apply 1, even if you have first-class GPA, you might not get in. You are not the only one who is looking for scholarships. RJ Benjamin, can you come to America without knowing anybody there if you win the lottery? Yes, but you need to find a place to stay, so find your own apartment. There is no problem. You need to have an address where you're going to stay. Isaac Golan, hello EBM, I'm your follower ever. Since I got to know about green card, I think grateful for knowing everything about the DV lottery. Thank you so much. Okay, let us now ask, what about the work authorization in the US? As a student, international student, you are automatically allowed to work. You are given work authorization for 20 hours per week within campus. So that is normal. But if during the summer, winter break, you are allowed to work for many hours you want. There is a question from Kiach Max. Tell me, I want a green card, migrate to US, then later come and marry in my country. Will they allow? If yes, what are procedures? So you need to understand certain things. Once you win a green card, or you have green card by whatever means you have, you are green card holder. You are not an American citizen. So if you marry someone, there are certain what we call preference categories. Who are priorities for America? The child, spouse of American citizens, parents of American citizens have higher priority than wife and the children of a green card holder, because you are not an American citizen. So if you get married, it may take even more than 2, 3, 4 years to process and get the green card for your spouse. But if you become a citizen first and get married, it will take 6 months to maximum a year for your spouse to be given the green card. So you see there is a big difference. If American citizen marries a non-American citizen, someone from another country, but if you're a green card holder, marrying another person takes a very long time on the preference categories on how you can be able to get the green card. So you have to consider, so sometimes you have to check what will be the better way. Let's say you have been here for 4 years, just wait 1 year, get citizenship, or join the military, become American citizen right away through military, and then get married to your fiancé. Then you get the person gets green card right away, compared to if you get married as a green card holder. Stan Kenya, you are saying, I suppose I didn't feel my family win green card. Can I go alone if the interview I maintain that you are unmarried? Yeah, you can do that. And forever you cannot say you are married. So that's the price of it. Basically, you cannot come later that you are married. Chola Bwalia, hello EBM. I have not heard you say anything about Zambia. Is it eligible? Yes, Zambia is eligible. The only country in Africa which is not eligible is Nigeria. That is the only country in Africa. The other country in the travel ban, obviously Zambia is not, but Zambia is an eligible country. And let me continue with your question. And what is the history of Zambia in the DV lottery system? I haven't checked quick, but they don't win a lot. It's just like 400, 500, 600. They have never won more than 1,000. No. So it's just a normal number of applicants. Okay, I have to stop. I cannot. I mean, like, I'm extremely exhausted. I cannot even answer properly. Like, I don't know if you can see my eyes. Yeah, so I have to stop. Let me answer one. Muhammad Saeed Karamati. Hello. Recently, I came to America in February 2020 as the DV lottery winner. First of all, congratulations. That is very, very fantastic and welcome. Now you have been here for quite some time to America, okay? The question says, would like to know, can I get Medicaid for my wife as she's pregnant, or else it will be problematic if I apply for Medicaid? You can apply for Medicaid Because first of all, you came to America before the implementation of the public charge. Public charge started after. That's what I understand. So I don't think that affects you more. I have to check. I'm not so sure. You can just email me and then I'll find the answer and then I'll be able to respond in a very proper way. But I don't think so if it will affect you. Yeah. Okay. Kikaziki Serisia, EBM, you are skipping my question. There are so many questions, my friend, so I'm not skipping your question on purpose. About overstaying in another country, but currently home. If you are overstaying in other countries like Dubai, whatever, US doesn't care much as long as when they go to do the criminal record, overstaying is not a very serious crime. But if you overstayed and because maybe you are doing bad things, certain crimes, that is a problem. But if you just overstayed, just like you extended like whatever, that is not a problem. Yeah. Don't Faith, you say, medical fees is standard like visa application fees. Yes, medical fees is just like around 400, depending on the country. It's between 400 and 500, depending on the country and the country. But it's about that amount. Yeah. Okay, I think I've finished all the question. Emmanuel Teye Wayo, I have been denied a visiting visa before. Will this affect me if I win the DV lottery? No, no, no. It will never affect you. When you apply for the DV lottery, I mean, when you apply for the visa, for instance, if you apply for the tourist visa, I mean, visiting visa, you are denied it today. You are allowed to apply for the visiting visa maybe next month or even in the same week. You can be denied the visiting visa and then you can apply as a student. You can get it. You can be denied the visiting visa. Has nothing to do with any other visa you apply next week, next month, next year. It has nothing to do. Unless otherwise you are denied and banned for a specific reason about maybe you committed certain kind of crime. But basically, to be denied the visiting visa, student visa, whatever visa you applied before, has nothing to do and will never hold against you when you apply for the DV lottery and you win the DV lottery to get the green card visa. So don't worry at all on that one. You'll be safe without any particular problem. Okay, thank you everyone. I have to go to sleep. I'm so exhausted. Yeah. Okay. Wisdom, you are saying you're asking this question of please okay. Okay, so please, sir, I've been asking the same question. The question is, can I, if my wife wins and me as the husband is from Nigeria, and my wife is from Ghana, can I come with her? Yes, you can come with her. You are allowed to come with her. And also, you are allowed to apply because you are, if you get married to a person who is from an eligible country, you are allowed, even if Nigeria is not allowed, you are allowed, when you are applying for the country of eligibility, you put Nigeria. I mean, the country of eligibility, you put Ghana. You take the country of eligibility of your wife. You are allowed to do that. You go on the video of my, go to my playlist. There is a video about instructions. I explained that one. Inspired UG, please, please, please. That's what I'm trying to explain. Next time, take a picture of your husband, whatever picture in advance. Because you applied as a single, you are single. So if you win, you cannot put you are married. If you get you married, they are going to disqualify you. That's why I tell people, take a picture take even today. Don't wait on the last day to put the picture of your husband or your wife. No. Please don't ask a new question. I have to go to sleep. Please, please, please. You are active duty in the military in your country. Thus, I qualify as working experience. Yes. Anything you do is work experience. Yeah, there is no problem at all in that one. Yeah, so let me stop here, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for your continued support. I have to go to sleep. Otherwise, I'm not useful to anybody. Like, yeah. I've been here for 130 minutes. So, I'm so sorry. Yeah. I cannot answer any other question. Let me stop here, because if we answer any question, yeah, I might just collapse. So thank you, everyone. I really appreciate for your continued support. Stay safe, everyone. Wait for the results, and we'll keep informing one another. If there is any change of anything, we'll be able to update one another. So goodbye. Let me try to end the video.